Alright guys, welcome back. We're just having fun today on our Escort. So in the previous video we did, if you didn't see that and you're wondering why our cables are red, we looked into the intake manifold runner control, which is this little motor box down here, because I had a code for it. And if you want to know more about that, you can check out that video. Today, or on this video, we're going to show you how to clean the throttle body the right way, and it's not with brake clean. It is with this stuff right here, because as I mentioned in that video, some of these throttle bodies, they have a protective coating on them, and if you use brake clean to clean them, you can rip the coating off of it, and then it'll never idle right ever again. You can end up having to change your throttle body. So I'm going to get you in a position here where you can see what we're going to do. Probably can't see a whole lot because you're up high and it's down low. You'll get the general idea. You might be able to see inside the throttle body just a little bit. It's a little dirty. It's way back up in here, so it's way back up in here. It's a little dirty, and every once in a while you want to clean those out. She's had a bit of a stumble to her, so I kind of wonder if maybe it's because it's got a dirty throttle body. So step one is make sure that it's warmed up. This car is not warmed up, so we're going to go on to step two. Step two is we're going to get it started, and we're going to raise the idle up just a little bit, and then we're going to spray our spray into the throttle plate. And what we're going to do is we're going to watch our throttle plate, and we're going to make sure that it gets cleaned off. And then when we're done, we'll go to let it run and idle for a minute because it's going to sound like crap. And then when we're done, we'll put the snorkel tube back on. We'll hook the vacuum line back up to it that goes to the snorkel tube and be good to go. So let's get started. Now if you want, you can hold your thumb over here. It's going to be a little hard to hold your thumb over here. Do that at the same time, but you got vacuum here, so you want to kind of be mindful of that. We're going to raise our idle up just a little bit, and then we're going to hit. Come on. That's the stumble I'm talking about. Alright, we're going to have to start it back up. It might be hard to start with this brake throttle cleaner in there. It's not liking me right now, but we'll get by. See if maybe we can do something like this. Just kind of turn the hose slightly like that so we get to it. That's what it is. We got to have this hose attached. But she's running better already. Now I'm going to show you what we do with the engine off. Alright, with the engine off, we can move this out of the way so you can see what we're doing. For some reason this car will not run unless this snorkel tube is attached. Shouldn't make any difference because you still have the same amount of open air getting to the mass airflow, but for some reason it just will not run right unless you got that snorkel tube on there. So the next thing we're going to do is, if you want to find a brick or something, hold it to the floor, you can. But we're going to open this up and we're going to spray both sides of the throttle plate, and you might be able to see some of the crap coming out. We do have an air port in the back, so you might see some of it dripping out of the back. And that's all there is to that. Now if it's real bad, and this one's got a little bit of carbon on the ends, you might be inclined to do one of these numbers. That's off the back of the throttle plate. Take your finger and just wipe it around in there. You get a bunch of carbon off. You can do that with a towel too. Take a shop towel, stick it down in there. And see, I'm getting garbage coming out now. There you go. Then what you want to do is you want to flick it back and forth a little bit like that. Make sure that it's going to seal. And then if you want, you can take a rag and wipe down the inside of it. Now, nowhere in any of this did I use any brake clean. Did you see the can I was using? Just make sure you get a shop rag and clean that passage out. Then you want to open up the throttle plate. Get underneath the throttle plate best you can. Now they do make a brush kit, and yes, I do have some. If you want to get your drill involved, you can put one of them brushes in your drill and then just run the brush back and forth, kind of like we did in our Focus video when we did the HVAC on the Focus. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, go check that one out, where I cleaned out the passages in that heater box with one of those brushes. Get it all nice and clean. Now, if you go and you're doing this on the fly, which means you're doing it real quick because you're in the middle of, you know, you got to get to work or something and you got to clean the throttle body, it's going to start rough, but it will start back up. If you want to let it wait, which is what I would prefer you did, then you can just go ahead and let it wait. This hose, by the way, needs to be soft. This one's hard and rigid and it's hard to move, so I may look into getting that piece of hose replaced. So we got to get our clamps tightened back up here. Let's not knock you on the floor. Let's try that for once. Let's not knock you on the floor, because you guys are trying to watch this. So let's get our screwdrivers out and tighten up our clamps here. And then after this is done, because we did a service on it, we need to record our mileage. And then I'm going to take this out and drive it, because we got a little bit of gas in here. I'm going to take it out and drive it, because I missed this car. This car's been sitting for a month because I haven't had time to work on it. I drove it maybe about a week or two ago, and that's when the light came on. And since we have a fall festival going on in the big town, I've decided, since I don't work this week for, you know, customers, my shop's closed this week, figured I'll go ahead and get some repairs done. And this is one of the ones I've been needing to have done for a long time. So if you don't know my adverse dislike for these clamps, you're about to find out. These clamps are just absolutely terrible. These little tabs like to break off. The clamps don't last very long either. You spring them too many times, they will stay in their position. So make sure you put your vacuum line back on your tank here, your snorkel tube. I don't really know the purpose behind this, but it won't run without it. So, and that's it. That's how you clean your throttle body on your Ford Escort. This also works on Rangers too. Any Ford pre-2006, regardless of engine size. On some of the Rangers I've seen when I've been out at the scrapyard, I've seen them where they've had a sticker on them that says do not use brake clean or any other corrosive agent to clean this. Use a like it'll say use throttle body cleaner. So Anywho, that'll do it for this one. So comments down below. We'll see you on the next one.